So you're thinking about moving to Indiana. In this video, we'll be talking about the pros and cons, the good and bad of living in Indiana. Hey everyone, welcome to the Discovering Central Indiana YouTube channel. I'm Eric Pels. I'm with the Pels Realty Group based here in Carmel, Indiana. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas, go ahead and subscribe below so you can be the first to learn about current market in Central Indiana. We get calls and texts every single day from people just like you looking to make the move to Indianapolis. So whether that's in 9 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or set up a Zoom call. So what are the pros and cons, the good and bad of living in Indiana? We're going to go ahead and start with the cons. Con number one is going to be the weather. So we get cold winters here in Indiana between 17 to 39 degrees. It's rainy and cold. We also have rainy and cold springs as well. And in the summertime, we do get tornadoes. We average around 22 tornadoes here per year. And if you have allergies, just like me, they're going to be bothering you a good part of the year between May to September. For me, they can bother me year round. So if you're like me, your allergies will definitely be bothering you here in Indiana. Even though we do have months where the weather isn't great here in Indiana, we do get all 4 seasons. We have beautiful falls, leaf changes, colors, all of that, very beautiful. So that is one pro of living here in Indiana. Con number 2 is going to be public transportation. Indianapolis and Indiana in general isn't known for its public transportation like Chicago or New York is. There are some public transportation options in downtown Indy. Also Broad Ripple, there is a bus system that can take you where you need to go in Broad Ripple, but you can also walk too. Once you get outside of the city and more into the suburbs, you're going to have to either drive, walk, or use Uber or Lyft to get around. Indiana is more geared towards people driving their own vehicles or taking other transportation services like Uber or Lyft. There are some bike lanes, but by the way people drive here in Indy, I wouldn't recommend using them. But if you have to, just please be careful because people can drive kind of erratically here sometimes. Con number 3 is going to be traffic. Rush hour traffic can be bad at times, not as bad as Chicago or New York, but still not fun to get stuck in. It seems like there's constant construction on roads like Benford Boulevard or Highway 69 and Highway 465 that cause tons and tons of backup. So if you're going somewhere, just make sure you leave with enough time to get there, probably 30-45 minutes at least, depending on where you're going. Indianapolis is also known for having terrible roads with lots of potholes that can damage your car if you're not careful. And the city, when they do fix them, they take up tons of lanes of traffic. It takes forever, and they do a very bad patch job, more of a band-aid. Those potholes are going to be back in a year's time. Indiana, they're cheap. They don't want to fix them, unfortunately. Con number 4 is going to be Indiana is landlocked. We don't have mountains or ocean, beaches, or anything like that, like California. So if you're coming from California to Indiana, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we don't have the mountains and beaches like we do in California. Overall, Indiana is very flat. We do have some hills in the southern part of the state, but other than that, we don't really have much. So those were the cons of living in Indiana. Let's go ahead and move on to the pros. And pro number 1 is going to be cost of living. Indiana has a low cost of living. We are 8% lower than the national average versus Chicago, which is 20% above the national average. So we are close to Chicago without the cost of living of Chicago. Our average sales tax rate is 7%, and the state income tax is 3.15% or 3.15%. Indiana is very business friendly, and because of that, we've had many businesses start to move here to Indiana. We're rapidly growing, especially in the suburbs like Carmel, Fishers, Westfield, Noblesville, and Zionsville. Pro number 2 is going to be our colleges and universities here in Indiana. So we have Butler University. They're well known for their Division I basketball team. We have Purdue University. It's well known for its really great engineering programs. We have IU. They have the IU School, Kelly School of Business, IU School of Medicine. IU has one of the largest medical schools in the country, so medical school residents will get a great experience through the IU hospital system. And all these schools have a great sports programs and fierce rivalries with one another. Pro number 3 is going to be our sports teams. So if you're a fan of sports, we got plenty of sports teams here in Indiana. We have the Indianapolis Colts. They haven't been doing as well, but at least they're not as bad as the Cleveland Browns. So I have family from Cleveland, so I can say that my parents are Browns fans, so I can get away with it. For basketball, we have the Pacers. In May, during Memorial Day weekend, we have the Indy 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's become the most famous race in motorsports, and in 2022, it had over 6 million viewers and over 325,000 people in attendance at the track. We don't have any NBL teams here in Indianapolis, but we do have a few minor league teams like the Indianapolis Indians. The fourth pro is going to be the Monon Trail and Indiana Dunes. Starting with Monon Trail, it's a trail that is over 25 miles long. It originally opened in 1990 as a 10-mile bike and pathway for pedestrians. The Monon Trail used to be a railroad called the Monon Railroad, so that's how it got its name. The trail runs through Westfield, downtown Carmel, and all the way to Broad Ripple, and it is constantly expanding. And now the Indiana Dunes. The Indiana Dunes is located in the northwestern part of the state. The Dunes has two parks. One is a state park and the other is a federal national park. The national park is located on the east and west side of the state park. The parks have over 2,000 acres for biking, walking, canoeing, swimming, beaches, and it's located on Lake Michigan. The parks get their name from the sand dunes that have formed over the years. So those were my 4 pros and 4 cons of living in Indiana. Let me know what pros and cons you have living here in Indiana. And remember, if you're looking to move in 9 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or set up a Zoom call.